Decision to Leave, directed by Park Chan-wook. Which made us laugh, confused and quite emotional in the end. So, today I'm here to discuss the ending of Decision to Leave, where I'll try to explain every possible detail related to the ending, which will make you understand the movie even better, so let's start today's video. The Mountain. So for understanding the ending, you need to understand the characters, and for understanding the characters you need to understand the metaphors used in the movie, in which the first one is the mountain. Where the mountain here is represented as Seorae, who is a very tough and strong woman, who has also killed his two husbands in the movie and didn't even show a slightest amount of regret on her face, and both of the cases were handled by the same detective. And if you've noticed, then the first half was mostly surrounded around the mountain and the second one around the water, which means the first half was mostly about Seorae more and the second one was about the detective more. And in the first half she kills her first husband because of his possessive and toxic nature and because he had also threatened to deport her back to China if she did not act on his wishes. And when the detective found out that she actually killed her husband, he was not angry or frustrated, he was just disappointed. Disappointed to know that the woman whom he loved did something like this, so he confronted her, shown the evidence, and told her, "Throw this phone into the deep sea, don't let anyone find it." He meant to bury the evidence into a deep sea so that no one could know the reality, and as shown in the movie, this is where he said "I love you" to her, not directly but indirectly, whereby protecting her, even though knowing she's a killer quite tells that he confronted his love to her, right there. Then the second half began. The water. Now in the second half, which is mostly around the water, meaning mostly around the detective. Where after that case he has moved to a different city where his wife lives, and now he has quite depression and he even goes to therapy, where the therapist advises him to take sunlight more, but then comes to know that the city rarely have a shiny day, which is heavily represented as detective's mentality here, whereas he's also sad right now, meaning quite in the dark, and the weather is also dark in that city. Then suddenly one day he meets Seorae again. The woman he loved, but decided to leave for her only, but accidentally met again and this time she's married again to another husband, who's also rich and loves her as well, but later on she kills her second husband as well. And the detectives get involved in the case again. This time he's frustrated, as he don't understand why she did something like this again, where he somehow saved her in the first place, and he tried to get answers from her but couldn't get anything, and as the movie progresses, he gets to know that her second husband was trying to contact detective's wife as he wanted to show something to her but couldn't, as he was killed by Seorae later on, and then throughout the whole second half he tried to get this answer and later on finds it, as Seorae told that it was a recording of him saying her "I love you." So just this doesn't reaches to her wife, Seorae killed her husband, and after when he found the recording, he listens to it in front of this seat where he last contacted Seorae and got the news that the moment he told her to throw the evidence, she recorded it, and not just that, she recorded almost every conversation happened between them. So, here we get to realize that she killed her second husband because he tried to contact detective's wife so that he can give the recording to her. Which means even she falled in love with the detective later on, and this quote from the movie itself quite sums up their relationship, which is, "The moment you said you loved me, your love was over. The moment your love ended, my love began," which means in the first half the detective falled in love with her, but ended after he confronted her, and after that she falled in love with him, and by kissing him in the second half, she confronted but her love didn't ended, it stayed forever. And in that kissing scene only, she showed that she never threw the phone which he told her to do so, and he told her again to do it, and in the climax, she indirectly told her that she wants to remain as his unsolved case for forever. And she even be unsolved after her sacrifice. The mountain and the water can be together, but also, they can't. So I guess you've a little idea about the ending now, as I've explained various metaphors and details of the movie, so let us understand the ending. So in the end Seorae kills herself by burying herself deep in the seashore and forever stays as a mystery for the detective. Now the only question which comes to our mind is why? Why did she do it? So the answer is a bit metaphorical. Remember I told that they were represented as mountain and water, where the mountain is Seorae and the water is the detective, And you definitely know that the mountain and water should never be together. They can be together, but they shouldn't, because if they'll be then it would lead to destruction of many things, so it's better if they not. Same thing goes for the detective and Seorae, that even they try to be together, it would hurt others, as in Seorae's case, it resulted in the murder of her second husband, whereas in the detective's case, it can be resulted as the separation of him and his wife, which will be very painful for both of them, so it's better if the mountain and the water are separated. This is why Seorae kills herself in the end, as she knows that one way or the other, they'll keep finding each other, and others will keep getting hurt. And as the detective told her to throw the phone in the deep sea, meaning evidence, she did exactly that, only where she buried herself deep in this sea, as she's only the biggest evidence and root of the situation and can be for more situations as well. That's why she killed herself, like a true lover sacrificing for her love. And it was the water only which killed her or suffocated her, and here the mountain-shaped sand falling represents her fall only. And as you know, if the water and the mountain even be together, they will not be together at all. Even if the water reaches to its level, the mountain will always be beneath the water. That's exactly what happened here, as the detective ended his love, but she kept on loving, which resulted as her death, downfall of the mountain. In the end, as the water and the mountain reached the same level, but mountain got drowned and the water kept searching for his love, mountain, which was disappeared and will forever remain a mystery for the water, that where did the mountain go? By this you can conclude that they just can't be together, and many of you might ask that she could have just gone somewhere very far, but why she killed herself. So if you've seen the movies of Park Chan-wook, then his movies like Old Boy or The Handmaiden, then they are mostly like a poem or painting, where he uses a lot of metaphors, so Seorae sacrificing herself is metaphorical ending, which represents the mountain and the water story perfectly, which makes the story even more interesting. Or as I said earlier, that no matter how hard they try, they'll keep finding each other. This is also a good explanation, but the other one is legitant, this one is quite logical. So, I hope that you've completely understood Decision to Leave. It was definitely one of the best movies of the year for me, and this was quite different than other Park Chan-wook's work. It was quite experimental, but still was brilliant. Anyways, I'll meet you in my next video. Till then, see ya.